really been to help equip you and give you practical ideas to help you better love your neighbor during this time. And again, if you're just tuning in, we've already covered several topics. So I want to do a quick recap before we jump in today's content. On week one, we talked about one of the greatest ways that you can provide care during this time is to simply be empathetic towards one another. You don't know how this crisis is affecting those around you. And I think the best stance we can have is to seek to understand, seek to better understand how people are feeling and how they're navigating this current pandemic and how it's affecting their life. The second week, we talked about caring through praying for others. Obviously, getting God involved, obviously, going to God in prayer is a great way to care for those in your life. We also talked about in our third week together, we talked about leveraging technology. And I gave a ton of great websites, a ton of great resources. And I want to encourage you to go back and watch that video because it's going to give you a lot of very practical ways for you to love and care for those and to help people stay connected using technology. And then last week, I talked about the importance of sharing your story. When you share your story, when you talk about God's faithfulness in your life and you let other people know about it, it is a way of encouraging people's hearts and souls. And I know I even saw this past week on social media. Some of you guys took me up on my offer and you shared your story. I hope you got nothing but positive responses. I saw some of the posts had hundreds of likes and people saying, "Man, this encouraged me today," and "God bless you." And you could tell that one post, that person sharing their story of God's faithfulness, how it encouraged those around them. So again, if you're interested in learning more about how to provide care during this time, I want to encourage you to go back and view some of the previous videos. And again, I want to thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to go to the live chat to see how everyone's doing. Margaret, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm so happy to have you this afternoon hanging out. Irene, always great to see you. She's on all the time. Thank you, Irene, for being one of our faithful subscribers and viewers. And Jeffrey, hey, it was great to see you and your family out at Riverside yesterday. Thank you for supporting the efforts of COVID care and our church. Now, let's dive into today's content. Today, we're going to talk about how to provide care through serving others. And I've got a ton of practical ways to do this. And so open up a Word document or open up a new note or grab some good old fashioned pen and paper and get ready to write down some ideas. And also, as I'm sharing, if you have some practical ideas on how you're serving your community or serving those around you and providing care to them during this time, leave those in the comments because let's help out one another. Let's encourage one another because your idea could inspire someone else to have an idea of their own. And I believe if we share those ideas, we communicate practical ways to serve others during this time, it's going to make our community a stronger, healthier, more vibrant place. And the love of God will go forth and it's going to be really incredible. And so before I jump into some practical ways to provide care through serving, I want to take you back to the Bible because all throughout the Bible, you find characters and stories of people serving. And I want to reference a couple of those. We have Moses, right, who served his people by speaking. All he did was speak to Pharaoh and continued to talk to him about getting the people out of slavery and out of Egypt. We see Jesus. He literally bent down and washed the feet of his disciples. He physically served his disciples. We see Martha, right? Many times Martha gets a bad rep because she wasn't as spiritual as Mary, but Martha cooked. That was how she served those in her community, those in her family. She cooked. Jonathan was an armor bearer to David, right? He was a great friend, a trusted ally. David played music for King Saul, right? He was a musician and he used that gift to serve others. Barnabas, he was a natural encourager and he used that gift to encourage others. And Joseph of Arimathea, dude, he served by giving up his own tomb for Jesus to be laid in it. And what's really interesting about all these characters that I mentioned is not only did they share a heart for serving, but another thing that they had in common was that they served others in times of crisis. Okay. Jesus washed the feet of his disciples while religious leaders were seeking his blood. Think about that, right? Martha cooked after her brother's death and resurrection. Okay. Jonathan guarded David while his father Saul was hunting him down. David played music for Saul when he was losing his mind and throwing spears at him. Barnabas encouraged believers as the church was being persecuted, as the early church was being persecuted. He was finding a way to encourage believers. Joseph of Arimathea gave up his grave when there was nothing but hatred and darkness covering the earth after Jesus' passing. Each of these biblical characters not only served, but they stepped up and they served in big ways in the midst of crisis. And we're in the midst of crisis. And I want to encourage you to take a page from scripture and say, you know what, this isn't a time for me to kick back and relax and treat this as some mini vacation. No, no, no. This is your opportunity, my opportunity to be Jesus' hands and feet. And one of the greatest ways that we can provide care to those around us is by simply serving one another, simply serving one another. And I'm going to give you a ton of ideas on how you can serve those around you. So here's the deal. If you know how to sew, right? If you're a seamstress, again, you see this happening all over social media. And really, we have tons of people in the community already doing this. But if you know how to sew and you're a seamstress, make masks, sew masks, and give them to first responders and donate them to places like covidcare757.com, because we are constantly giving away masks to those who need them. If you love to cook food, cook for those in need. Oh my goodness, don't feel like you don't have a place because people can't meet together like they used to. But if you have a passion and a love for cooking, cook for those that are in need. If you're a restaurant manager, a restaurant owner, and maybe you're forced to close your doors right now, maybe cook for those who have to keep going to work. Like we had this amazing opportunity yesterday at Riverside Regional Hospital in Newport News. We had the opportunity as a church to partner with KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken, right? Finger licking good. And we had the opportunity to serve lunch to over 1,000 Riverside employees because of the generosity of KFC and that particular restaurant manager and owner. And so again, if you're a restaurant owner or manager, look for some ways that you can serve those who are still having to go to work and still having to put themselves in harm's way. If you love to build things, if you're just like a handy person, you're a handyman or a handy woman, why don't you offer your services to your neighbors? Walk down your street, okay? Walk down your street, and if someone has something that needs to be repaired, have the guts to knock on the door and say, hey, can I fix that for you? I'm kind of handy. I've got all the tools. I've got all the supplies. Can I just fix that for you? I mean, this is a simple way to serve others and express care to those in your community. If you're tech savvy, right? If you love to be online and you like to type and you like to be on social media, here's a great way for you to serve others to be able to provide care for them. Like, comment, and share all the stuff that we've been putting online, all of our wet content, including Sunday. Help us get the word out about what God's doing through Water's Edge. And just by you being online and clicking like, posting a comment, or sharing it, that's a way of serving the church right now so that more people can receive a message of hope and encouragement through the church right now. If you love to cut grass, I love mowing lawns. Like I don't know what it is, but I don't know if it's instant gratification. It's like long grass. You go over it, it's now short grass. I don't know what it is, but I absolutely love mowing the grass. And one of the ways that you can serve others and care for others during this time, if you notice that there's a house in your neighborhood that's got weeds growing, chances are that person's in need. That's a clear sign that that person may just need a little bit of help during this time. And that's a great way to serve. So get on your riding lawnmower or push your lawnmower down the road. And if you have a neighbor who has long grass, knock on their door and just offer to cut their grass. Okay. It's a great way to serve others during this time. If you know how to cut hair, if you were working in a salon and maybe you can't work right now, maybe offer to provide haircuts to those in need. I know that there's a lady right now who's providing haircuts to men, women, and children who find themselves in homeless shelters. I mean, what an incredible ministry right now. What a way to give people their dignity and some self-respect is just by taking something you already know and serving someone with that skill that you have. Maybe you're one of the people who you're not working right now, but you're still getting paid. You're one of those lucky people who don't have to go to work, but yet you're still getting paid. Here's what I want to encourage you to do with all your extra time: volunteer and help through covidcare757.com. We have got a tremendous need, and we're trying to meet the needs of our community. And if you've got some spare time and you'd love to be able to be part of the efforts that we're trying to put together to bring relief and comfort and care to our community, go to covidcare757.com right now and click I want to help and join the volunteer team there. If you like to pray, if you're just like a prayer warrior, number one, thank you. I love you. I need you in my life. If you're a prayer warrior, thank you for praying for our pastors, our leaders, our people, our community, our church. If you love to pray, reach out to your campus pastor and see if there's anyone in need of care or anybody in need of prayer. It's one of the easiest ways to provide care during this time, and one of the easiest ways to serve, and by serving, provide care to those in your life. Here's another one. If you have Wi-Fi, right? If you have Wi-Fi and a webcam, lead a virtual group. Let me say it again. If you have Wi-Fi and you have a webcam, lead a virtual group. Right now, isolation is destroying people. And the more virtual groups that we offer, the more virtual groups we have available, the less people are going to slip into isolation and depression. And so again, if you want to provide care during this time and you really want to serve your fellow brothers and sisters in Christ, then reach out to your campus pastor, reach out to your group's coordinator, reach out to info@watersedgechurch.net. Let us know that you're interested in leading a virtual group. And that's going to be a great way for you to serve the community during this time. If you like to talk on the phone, I know there's some of us that love to talk on the phone. They love to text all day. Some of us are wired for that. Other of us are not so much wired for that. Why don't you call someone who's lonely right now? Why don't you pick up the phone and talk to your campus pastor and say, hey, is there anybody that's in need of someone just to reach out to them and check in on them and see if they're doing okay? I would love to be able to use my phone calling skills to be put into service to help others during this time. Okay, here's another cool one. If you just love brightening a child's day, if you just want to make a difference in the lives of children, here's an easy way to serve children during this time. Videotape yourself reading a book and post the video online. Or start a live book reading channel on Facebook or YouTube and invite your friends and family members to participate in it. It's a great way to encourage children right now. It's a great way to inspire children right now. And I'm sure you've got at least 10 minutes to be able to crack open a book and videotape yourself reading a book and post that online. It could make the world of difference in the life of a child. If you really want to make a difference with your life, invite someone to attend Water's Edge online with you, or host a Facebook watch party. If you're unsure about what a Facebook watch party is, it essentially is a digital community that comes together and says, hey, I'm going to the 11 o'clock service this morning. Why don't you join my watch party online, and we can watch the service virtually together. We can have some engagement and chat with one another while the service is going on. It's a way of kind of sitting next to someone at church together. And so that's a great way to make a big difference right now. I got a few more for you. Provide groceries or supplies to a neighbor. Again, it's an easy way. Next time you're at the store, grab a few extra items, throw them in a bag, put a little note on it, knock on your neighbor's door, and just bless them with a bag of groceries, okay, or some supplies. I thought this one was really interesting for all of those who maybe live in an apartment complex. I thought this was like a really clever idea. Grab a canister of Clorox wipes or some bleach and a rag, and just go clean everybody's doorknobs. Like, just go disinfect every single person's doorknob. I mean, you might be able to do your neighbors, you might be able to do your entire floor, you might be able to do your entire building. You might be so gung-ho and so passionate about sanitation that you go and you clean the entire complex's doorknobs. But just, that's a simple and small way to serve your fellow human beings and your neighbors, and to express God's love to your neighbors during this time. Send a surprise gift. Last night, my family and I were surprised with a stack of kids' books and dinner. And let me tell you something, that blessed my heart. It helped me to know that things are going to be okay. It encouraged me to receive. Our family was encouraged yesterday to receive that surprise gift. So don't wait for someone's birthday or a special occasion to send them a gift. Next time you're cruising around on Amazon, buy something for someone else and just randomly ship it to their place. So when they open it up, they are blessed by just a surprise gift. It's a great way to serve those around you. Hey, if you're a teacher and maybe you're not busy right now, why don't you offer free online tutoring? Videotape yourself just like I'm doing, and offer to share your insights and your knowledge to help children who might be falling behind, and to help out parents a little bit. Give them a little bit of help during this time as they're trying to educate their parents. Here's another one: teach a skill online. Teach a skill online. So maybe if you are handy, or if you know how to speak a second language, or you just have some skill, why don't you put a camera on yourself like I'm doing right now and offer to teach that skill to those who would be willing to watch your video. It's just an easy way to serve the community during this time. Here's another great two more is all we got. Support small businesses. One of the greatest ways that you can serve others during this time is by supporting small business. And the way that you support small businesses right now is just purchase a gift card. You might not be able to use that gift card right now, but by purchasing a gift card that you plan to use later is a great way to communicate to small businesses that you support them, that you're there for them, that you believe in their industry, that you believe in their business, and you believe in them. So go online and buy a gift card from your favorite salon, your favorite restaurant, your favorite shop around town, and just to communicate, hey, we're with you, and we're standing beside you during this time. And the last one, I thought this one was really clever and really interesting. It's called the Text 10 Challenge, right? Now, I don't know where you get a phone book anymore, but I'm sure like the Yellow Pages is online, like yellowpages.com or something like that. But how cool would it be if you went to yellowpages.com, or if you actually had a phone book and you just said, God, show me 10 people that I'm supposed to call today. And you just went through the phone book, and the first name that popped off the page, you just called them up, and you just called to check in on them. Just say, hey, God told me to give you a call today. I was looking through the Yellow Pages and God had me stop on your name, and I just want to check in and see how you're doing today. I bet you would be shocked to hear some incredible stories and just be amazed at how much that would bless somebody, or maybe even build the faith of somebody, or maybe even help reconnect them to maybe a faith that they've lost in the past. It's like, oh my goodness, like God saw me out of the billions of people on planet Earth and told this one person to go into a phone book and find my name and number and just reach out to me to see how I'm doing. I could see that being mind-blowing to somebody. And so again, these are just some practical ways. You might have to rewind the video and listen to these all again. A ton of ways that you can serve during this time and provide care to others. And let me just remind you, Jesus never said, when it gets hard, hide. He never said that. He said, when the world gets hard and when the world gets dark, we are to shine. We are to shine. When the world gets tired, we're to help carry the burden. When someone asks us to walk a mile, Jesus teaches for us to walk 2 miles. He taught us that when the world is hungry, we need to find a way to feed them. When the world is scared, Jesus always encouraged his disciples and encourages us today to serve. When the world is scared, the church should serve. When the world is scared, believers should find a way to serve. Jesus never said only serve others when it's easy or convenient for you. He said love and serve others, period. So resist that urge to kick up your feet and treat this time as a vacation for yourself. If you are a believer, then you are the church. Find a way to serve and shine in someone's life today. And if you're still not convinced, Jesus actually doubles down in scripture on how important it is to serve others by saying this. Jesus called them together, called his disciples together, and said, whoever wants to become great among you must be your servant. For even the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve, to give his life as a ransom for many. In other words, Jesus is saying, If you want to be like him, and if you want to make a real difference in this world, find a way to serve others. Use what God's given you to serve others. Do something to serve someone today. And by doing so, you'll be just like Christ and you will make a massive difference in the world during this time. Well, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Again, if you have any other fun, unique, or creative ways to serve others during this time, please leave those ideas in the comments. Let's help out one another. I know I shared a ton of ideas. Maybe it got your wheels turning. Maybe it inspired you. Maybe it reminded you of something you could be doing. Go ahead and leave those ideas and those unique and creative ways to serve others in the comments below. Again, let's prove to the world that we're in this together. Let's inspire and encourage one another during this time by sharing our ideas in different ways that we could be serving others. And also, I want to remind you that we have daily content available for you through our Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube channels. So don't forget to tune into those. And also don't forget to invite your friends and family to tune in with you this Sunday for Water's Edge Church online. It's going to be an incredible Sunday. And last but not least, as a church, we love you. We love you so much. And we're here with you during this time. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. Get out there and serve somebody today. You are the church. Alma, oh my goodness, congratulations, Alma. I saw that Greg had his little baby, and that makes you a grandparent. Oh my goodness, Alma, you are so incredible, and your family's so special to my wife and I. Peggy, hey, right back at you. It's my honor and privilege to do whatever I can to encourage y'all. Hey, again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Leave some of your creative ideas on how you're serving others during this time in the comments below so that we can make sure everyone has an idea or gets inspired to serve others during this time. You guys are incredible. Matt is in the corner. Yeah, there's a corner right behind me there. Paul, you're amazing, buddy. Hey, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Y'all have a great rest of your afternoon, and I will see you guys online this Sunday.